Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new crypto update. It was a long time I saw you guys. Was very busy traveling and making money, obviously. So let's talk about the markets because they're insanely wild and we need some clarity here, or especially I guess you need some clarity. Now for crypto, where we always start, as you know, here on this channel is the total market cap. For the total market cap, we broke out of a bearish sequence. In the last crypto update that was a little bit far behind, we talked about how crypto is going to correct right now, which it started to do. As you can see over here, we had this beautiful bearish sequence over here and it finished. From there we started to go very, very bullish, and then you saw the big bullish push, especially Bitcoin new all-time high, and Ethereum pushing now. But now it's a very interesting zone because we are kind of like using this last zone here as support, and it was resistance before. As you can see here, this zone is becoming a interesting support zone where we are bouncing off. So right now what technically the chart should do is correct a little bit more, but we don't see that. That's here the red arrow that goes back into the correction level, which we are not going to, and that's the interesting part of this very video right here. So the thing is, we still have a lot of potential to go in crypto, and even though we have summertime, I'm still a little bit bearish, but as you can see, markets are just pumping and pushing all over the place. A lot of green numbers over here on the right side, as you can see, even though there's no real reason for that. Very irrational everything. Only thing we can say is because Dixie is getting weaker, the dollar index that we always look at here, the Dixie, is pretty weak, and therefore if Dixie goes down, crypto goes up, and if Dixie goes up, crypto goes down. Even though we went up a little bit, corrected back, still very, very weak. So we have a weak dollar, which is very favorable for crypto, and that's also why we're bouncing off here in this total market cap. And again, total market cap, guys, is very important because it just combines all of the volume, which is currently close to 4 trillion US dollars for all the cryptos, right? But we still have a lot to go, and it doesn't seem like we're gonna correct. So that makes me partially bullish, but also partially bearish, and that's why we have a current trade open in XRP, which we are selling, and it's pretty good in a profit here. XRP is a sell. We spoke about that in our community, and as you can see, this trade was sent into the community, and it's very, 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 very strong trade. It's going very well, and therefore I'm very happy. So at the same time, and that's why I said the markets are a little bit confusing because there's buys and sells, and that's what you're going to speak about right now, right? So XRP is a sell, and then we have one trade that I'm buying, which is IMX, Web3 coin, very, very low, a lot of potential. I entered the trade, so these are the only two open positions because obviously I want to speak about my trades. IMX I'm buying because it's a Web3 program and a project. It's very, very, very low, and I truly believe it still has a lot of potential. On the same time, if Ethereum pumps now, as it did, Bitcoin pumped first and Ethereum, so let's finally speak about BTC. As you can see, Bitcoin pumped a lot, cracked a new all-time high. Same price action as in the total market cap. As you can see here, we had the bearish sequence, broke out, and nearly hit our C target, which we predicted already 2.5 years ago. I think I spoke about it once, and here you can see my BTC prediction from February 14th, 2023. So that's 2023, 4, 5, that's more than 2.5 years. And as you can see, we're sitting at 21,000 and 127 is the target. And if we now go back into BTC, you can still see the target here, 127,000, which we are nearly docking on. So far, I truly believe we can crack it pretty soon. Then we need to see how game plan continues. That's why we do weekly crypto updates, right? Because everything can change in a week or in a day, especially in the market. But we need to see where now is the level of interest for BTC to finally start to correct upwards again, right? Right now we are a little bit in a free fall. We have a lot of space to correct, and the next interesting level would be the whole correction level, or basically the 50% level over here. Also, you see the EMA coming in strong, so that's going to be a valuable, interesting location for us to look for entries by. Which is at currently 99,000. Now, if it's going to go there, we don't know. We never know in trading, but that's the key level I'm going to look for a re-entry buy here in BTC USD. And if we go into BTC USDT, you see I already have it locked in. Looks a little bit different, obviously, because price is a little bit different on BTC USDT. And then we need to readjust. And as you can see, we are nearly docking on BTC USDT. So this here is the one that I'm more focused on. But we have a bearish sequence that was destroyed. This is the red one, so we can delete this one out. We had a fair value zone that we dropped off, a little bit overcorrected. So unfortunate for a trade, but good for a re-entry. And then from here, again, the next interesting level is going to be here, 111,000. And I'm going to put an alarm on here to find re-entry buys at this key level. Okay, so that's the game plan for the very near future, probably the next days. Okay, now for Ethereum, we finished C target. As you can see here, when Ethereum was somewhere over here in this very strong bearish sequence, I predicted a very low Ethereum. It broke out of it, so that changed the whole chart setup. Now let's leave this here. And right now, the interesting key level for Ethereum would be a whole correction level, which is basically the lowest point to the highest point of the push. And then the re-entry is somewhere over here. So there is still a lot of sell potential for Ethereum, especially if you're going to drop a little bit more in Bitcoin. People might sell Ethereum, go back into Bitcoin and just recycle. And that's most likely how it's going to go from here. So from this point now on down to currently from 4.2K to 3,085 would be the technical re-entry following the system, right? So that's something we need to look out for. And then let's speak about some of the trades we made that made us a lot of money over the last couple of weeks, and that's BNB for short. BNB, you can see the yellow entry over here at 570. We closed out at a 860, so that's 50% on our capital with leverage. So very strong position. And also here, I will definitely look for a re-entry in BNB. I just truly still believe it's a very nice coin to trade. It has a lot of liquidity. It moves very nice. So BNB was a great win. Then we had something that we called a long time ago that is continuously pumping. I already took 50% profits. And as you can see, it's good that I only took 50% profits because now we went even higher. Now we are sitting at 88% of profit. I entered here with 6,000 US dollars leverage position. No, not leverage. As you can see, it's on Nexo, so it's just a spot position. Then I had a trade, and this one went from 14 to currently sitting at 26. So made 88% on that. 50% I took out here on the green line after 72% profit at C target, but we still continue, which is very strong. Litecoin is still pretty bearish for now. As you can see, my entry is over here. I could reconsider a re-entry. SPX is coming to a re-entry, so that's going to be very interesting for us, guys. Took profit over here at the perfect point because we had a candle of indecision in the 2-hour charts, if I remember. So we had a star candle. Yeah, here you can see it. So, somewhere over here we started to, no, I don't remember if it was in the daily, which time frame it was. But there was a clear sell signal and we already were overcorrecting. Okay, it doesn't matter, but we were already overcorrecting anyways. Let's just check here quickly on Dex Screener. Yeah, so as you can see on Dex Screener, we had this morning star over here, which is a candle with a wick up and a very small body to the bottom. And then from there I took profit, which was a very good call. And obviously everyone went insanely wild because I perfectly timed the market, and we took 136% profit, and it saved us from now losing 40% of that position. But I'm definitely gonna look for a re-entry here on SPX. Let's just reanalyze all of this together, guys, quickly. So we find the perfect re-entry, and SPX is still one of the most traded meme coins for me because it just has a beautiful price action and it always does what it needs to do. So let's check this out here together. Right now, BC is going to be the interesting point for us, which is over here. So we are now taking B correction level up to C, and as you can see, we're already overcorrecting. So right now our re-entry, which we bounced off and we didn't have enough buy pressure, as you can see, it came back but came back down, was over here, but that's not valid anymore. That's not interesting anymore. This one we need to adjust, and then we have this big sequence which is basically activated. And for now what we have is the whole correction level of this whole move, which would be then the re-entry right now, right? So as you can see, SPX is in a re-entry, very close to it. So if you want to wait, you can wait. If not, you can re-enter. But I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go over into my MetaMask account, wallet, and buy back some positions here in SPX because it just makes sense, okay? Now SPX, let's talk about one trade that bought me a new C63 AMGS, which I'm currently putting some sick foil on, a baby blue. Maybe I can, no, I'm gonna show you when it's done. You're gonna see it in my Instagram story. Make sure to follow my Instagram, Miguel V's. That's where I update about my trades. I post everything about lifestyle and just in general information that is important for the markets. But XRP was an insane move. And as you can see, I'm selling it right now. We already talked about that. But basically this whole move from here, entry was at 2.2 up to, we took profit here at a little bit earlier just to secure profits, not risk it. As you can see, oh, come on, bro. Don't do this with me, TradingView. No. I cannot move it. Up to here's when we took profit. Okay, so that was a, as you can see, entry over here, and we took profit over here. 58% move. That was enough on my capital. So insane trade, took very good profits. Can clean this out for now, and right now I'm just waiting for a maybe re-entry sell just to take another position here on XRP. Need to just adjust all of this here a little bit, and yeah, that is and was a very clean trade, guys. So even though we were bearish on some setups, still made a lot of money on other ones. So XRP now, the re-entry again would be the whole correction level that we just talked about. So this whole move sitting at 2.64. Okay, so basically arrow of future prediction, that's where we're gonna go. Okay, could go lower to finish this bearish sequence off, but so far I think we're gonna bounce back from here. Okay, what else do we have that is important in crypto? Solana is important, so let's speak about Solana. Same thing, we took profit at C target. We entered somewhere over here at the 50% correction, so that's 39%, which is not bad. Right now Solana obviously is also correcting, and our foreseeable re-entry would be at 152.55, which is the whole correction re-entry, 50% over here. So marking it out with the arrow again, that would be our current game plan for Solana as a re-entry. Okay, and yeah, that's basically it, guys. Dixie continues to be pretty low. We can just go quickly over BTC dominance. BTC dominance is obviously dropping a lot. That's why we need some BTC dominance back to go higher for these levels. But so far, Ethereum and alts are pushing. Ethereum also came to a C target here at the total, at the Ethereum dominance percentile. That means from now on, selling off Ethereum makes a lot of sense until the re-entry. And that's also why you see altcoins pumping right now, because BTC pumped, Ethereum pumped. Now we are back to the classic altcoin pump, and that's why the altcoins are pumping. And you can see that by USDT being increasingly stronger. That means the USDT is being swapped back and now swapped into the market again, as we can see here. That's why we have so many green numbers in crypto in general. Perfect. Yeah, it's all 11. Link is doing amazing, 11%, wants to go higher. That's also why I didn't sell all of my, I only sold 50% of my position, because Link still has a lot of potential. But yeah, that's it, guys. Crypto looks pretty good, even though we are in summertime. Some careful plays that we can do here that we just talked about, some trades, some open trades, some new trade ideas. If we now finish it up with Bitcoin and the heat map and the order book, we can see that we are starting to get some stronger buy bids over here at the level of 111,000. If we go back into our BTC USDT analysis, you can see our re-entry starts at 1100,262. We are sitting here at 11,021.00. Okay, then another very strong buy order block is at 109,000. That's the BTC USD order block, and then we still have a lot of very strong sell ones open at 120, at 125. These are all the wholesale numbers, and 130 obviously that we need to crack through, right? But no reason to crack through this one. Then the last all-time high will be a little bit more difficult, but order book can obviously change very fast from bullish to bearish to bearish to bullish. Also, we have a bullish imbalance right now, right? And we are coming here into a rotation area. Rotation area means once we come to the red line, it's more like sells. As you can see over here, we had then in the green area some buys right over here. Now we are kind of going back and flipping into a green one. So if we kind of start touching over here, it could also just be a re-entry sell, right? So if we go into a lower time frame in BTC USDT, and that's why I'm a little bit mixed in the feelings, right? I'm following the system, but we have potential to just pull back. And in Solana, you can see it pretty well. We'll switch to Solana in a second, but we have a bearish sequence right now, right? As you can see, we have a very strong downtrend. So we didn't have major corrections, which is very, very negative for bullish power, very positive for bearish power, right? So that would be the re-entry over here at 118. And if you go back, we are here at 119, right? So makes a lot of sense that we kind of do this. Again, it can change, but that's what we see right now. Kind of do this and then go lower. But I don't see a reason for that, right? I don't really see a reason for that, especially with upcoming predictions of dropping the interest rates. That means dollar is going to be weaker again, which is very, very good for the market, especially for crypto, right? But here we are in a confirmed downtrend. The EMAs touched, as you can see. We are in the downside or on the lower side, or how can I say, on the downside of the rainbow, which is kind of like Ichimoku clouds, which basically is a trend measurement. But yeah, I would say we go higher now and we correct back. And from there we need to take it, guys. Very difficult to say, as again, markets can change pretty fast. But we're gonna definitely put an alarm over here in BTC USD. So the idea would be to do certain playbook. If we come back down here, we buy up to here. If we come up now here, we sell over there. That's gonna be the trades, right? So basically, if I would mark out the trade right now, we would long over here until we come back into the correction level, and we would short over here. We would short over here to come into the correction level back, right? So a smaller trade. That would be the current game plan for BTC USD. With that being said, guys, make sure to follow, like, comment below what do you think, and also make sure to follow me on Instagram, Miguel V's. And if you want to be part of my exclusive community, shoot me a message on Instagram and I can let you know what's up. Let's get it.